you guys. Oh, here he is, the big boy. Hello, star of the show. Hi, handsomes. Or is it the big baby? Big baby with the big teeth. So, welcome on in. You guys ignore the sign in the background because today we are diving into Dragula Titans Season 2. I'm so excited, you guys. Now, I was very, very busy, so I actually didn't get to the episode till like 2 days or so after it posted, which was a nice surprise, I'll say that. And we're going to be splitting this video up a little bit differently. Might as well, I kind of, if you guys happen to be around when we reviewed the first season of Titans, or I believe we also did the 6th and 5th seasons of the regular Dragula show as well, I believe. We're going to kind of like mix in just me sitting here talking versus the actual show and do like a reaction to it kind of. But yeah, this is my Super Bowl. I love anything Dragula, just the queens, the drama, the artistry of it all. Mwah, chef's kiss. So, diving on in, you guys. We are back in the haunted house being introduced to the season by the Boulets, and they look so good this season, you guys.
Back to the haunted house. Now listen, I know the resolution on this video is not the best, I know, but they look good.
Happy Halloween, uglies!
Do you all realize it has been 6 salacious seasons of us murdering our competing drag monsters year after year?
We loathe them all so much, but occasionally we get nostalgic, and I wonder, did they die too soon? Was fate just not on their side that week? Did they have a bad roll of the dice? And did they have more to show?
I love their little, quips that they throw in, their little reactions, like,
Could they have climbed to higher heights? Do they deserve a second chance?
Tonight,
third,
we descend
fourth.
once more into the underworld, where we've summoned the souls of some of our most notorious fallen monsters to battle again.
It's true.
But this isn't just another season of Dragula, darlings. It's a deadly game for the crown of the underworld, a title currently held by Victoria Elizabeth Black. But it's time the crown passes to a new supreme.
Expect nothing but chaos and carnage, because this is not Dragula as you know it. It's Titans, a hellish competition.
Does that mean we're not getting a Last Supper again? It is what that has to mean.
With new rules, darker challenges, and unforgiving judgments.
So throw out your expectations and be ready for the most unhinged season we've ever created.
It's that
Prepare
for
yourselves,
sure.
my fiendish friends.
Because the Battle of the Titans begins now.
So ready.
And then cut to introducing the queens, and we get another fire look from the Boulets.
Let's go, you
Welcome
guys.
to the underworld.
And they look so good.
Gates have opened once again, and only the most fearsome have dared to return. It's time to meet our monsters and begin the bloodiest battle in drag history. The Clash of the Titans.
And we don't really have a collection of their entrance looks, but we'll just do the react.
The frightful and delightful Frankie Doom.
My name is Frankie Doom from Who Lived with His Dragula Season 1 and Resurrection.
Body.
Next, please welcome to the stage the confessional assassin of season 666, Jaharia.
Love Jaharia.
Season 6, and I'm here to kick some ass.
She's trash, she's class, and she's got a heart bigger than her hair. The down-home diva and Season 3 finalist, Priscilla Chambers.
My name is Priscilla Chambers, and I'm from Dragula Season 3 and Resurrection. And you better redneckinize. So, since Resurrection,
I love her. I love her.
I am now a full-time tattoo artist, and my mother moved in with me. So, You could say things are going great.
Rising from the dead with sharp
Priscilla, the woman that you are. Love you.
stilettos and even sharper instincts. The cold-blooded beauty of season 3, Dahlia Black.
My experience on season
Cold-blooded. Ooh. Tea.
3 was interesting
Listen, her and Priscilla, they're going to go at it. Oh, it's going to be good.
just because I was a really honest person.
She's ditzy, delightful, and deceptively deadly. The hilariously haunted doll from season 5, Cynthia Doll.
My name is Cynthia Doll, and I'm from the Boulay
She
Brothers
looks so
Dragula.
good.
My name. My season was.
And
Okay,
our
Diva.
next Titan was a powerhouse finalist from the Boulay Brothers Dragula season 5 and a true force to be reckoned with, Blackberry.
Titans is the best of the best. We have everyone at the top of their games.
Big
and I'm
furry
here to
monster.
show that I can rise above each and every one of them. Houston, we got a motherfucking problem. And the problem is me.
Our next superstar
I don't think the Boulets were ready for her to have an intro line.
was a
They were like-
whirlwind of drama, mixed with the sharpest makeup brush in the box.
Period.
Please welcome season 5's JK.
Season 5 for me was a walk
The fucking face crack on Cynthia.
in the park. I was very much known for being likable and agreeable.
Listen, I've never met JK. I don't know. They are good TV.
I won for it. Where's your win?
Because all you do is make.
I'm gonna do the same thing, but I'm gonna look better doing it.
Period, queen.
Hold the fuck up, bitch. The fuck? I'm not excited to see JK. Is anybody?
She brought chaos and couture to season 4. The unholy hurricane herself, La Zavaleta.
Hola, pendeja. My name is La Saleta from season 4. My season was the best experience I ever had in my entire life.
Well, keep doing that, bitch. Keep doing it, Taylor Swift.
This season, we're just gonna have a good time. Gay.
Now, she didn't just stir the pot. She
I love this show.
launched it across the room. The chaos agent of season 1 returns. Loris.
This season, I think what people can expect from me is more ridiculousness. I just want to be silly and I want to
Period.
be outrageous, and that's what I'm here to do.
A high camp
Hey,
trash
Diva.
queen with a mind like no other, the surreal screaming spectacle from season 2, Disasterina.
Love. Everyone's goofed and gagged.
I am Disasterina, LA's most disastrous drag queen, season 2.
She came in with something to prove and left Jaws on the floor. A dance floor dominator and season 4
Hey,
standout,
Diva, let's
Jade
go.
Jolie.
Surprise, bitch. Bet you thought you saw the last of me. I think everyone should watch out because I'm not fucking nice. I'm a kind bitch, but I'm keeping it real, and the biggest thing that hurts is the truth.
Hear that?
Listen, Jade's on some. Not like that. Not like that. She's feeling cunty. I'm here for it.
This boy's powerhouse is back for blood.
More
Divine
Diva.
Sigourney Beaver.
My badge is back in the patch because this clit won't quit. My goals are to have fun.
Love it.
I'm excited to see Zava. I think she's a friend this time.
Talent incarnate.
Listen, Zava's the type of friend that will still throw your ass in the bottom. She'll just hug you while she does it. Which
With a
fair.
scream that could wake the dead. It's the fearsome force from season 3, Eva.
Can I be honest with y'all? I think it's between Eva and Sigourney this season. We'll see.
Destruction.
Everyone knew. They're like,
the Boulay Brothers Dragula and Titans.
listen, I like the top part of this. I love it, actually. But the rest of it doesn't match the same quality, in my opinion. Such a random critique. Critiqued none of them, but I'm going to Eva.
I'm gagged. I'm gagged. Eva just walked in. I did not have that on the bingo card.
I do not think it's.
I do think Sigourney probably walked in there thinking, all right, this is mine. And now, I love how supportive all of the girls are. Not, let me rephrase that. Some. How supportive some of the girls are this season. I love to see it.
And last but not least, cryptic, cursed, and crawling with contempt.
They know what they're
Back to
doing.
stir the pot again and spit venom. It's season 2's wickedest witch, Abora.
I'm Abora from season 2 and season 1 of Titan.
You already lost twice. Why are you back?
The girls are intimidated. Alright? Let's just say that.
Abora lost twice worse than Eva did. Are we gonna bring her back every fucking season? What kind of more fucking season?
That is true. Abora was sent home, brought back, sent home again.
I think Eva's gonna hold Eva back this time around, not Abora. Eva does a pretty good job on her own. She's always getting in her head.
Welcome, Uglies, and we are truly thrilled that
She's not necessarily wrong.
And we are introduced to the new setup for like the haunted ghostly gallows gallery. I don't know.
I am a little nervous about this trapdoor.
That
Is there
looks scary.
a weight requirement?
Who fucking placed this fucking shit behind me? I didn't even notice anything was there. The Boulets literally just dropped the curtain and said, "There's the trapdoor, bitch!"
Mama, we got production money. The budget is through the roof.
Anything else they want to throw at us? Because I know they're going to.
Yeah, they're probably going to throw some dead fish.
Welcome to Titans, bitch. This is about to be hell on earth. Can I say that? Can I say that? I'm gonna say it. This is gonna fucking suck.
Can I say hell? Fuck!
And we are introduced to the challenge for today's episode.
And we're starting with a devilish delight from the very first season of Titans. It's time to dust off your costumes and sharpen your fangs, because you're going to a Halloween house party.
Ooh, fun!
I guess a classic reoccurring first episode challenge. It's a lot of fun. I think it a lot more lighthearted, but we still get so much drama somehow. And entering the workroom, everyone is chit-chatting a lot, like a flock of birds. It's hilarious. I know some of them were very overstimulated. And I think there's a lot of very interesting conversations happening in the very beginning, throughout the whole show, to be honest. But I think we gotta keep in the back of our mind, a lot of these girls know each other. A lot of them have worked with each other. A lot of them were friends and lost lovers or whatever. So there's gonna be some tension. I do find it interesting that Priscilla kind of knows to align herself with Jade. Maybe they've worked together, I don't know. But I did find that interesting, mixing that in then with how like their kind of relationship with Dahlia plays out. And there's a lot of kind of salty sallies that Eva and Abora are there, although they seem to be aiming the energy more at Abora. I think Eva was smart and knew to, be quiet about it. But also Abora was laying on the table, so. And I think there might be some maybe like Florida tea going on between Abora and Dahlia, because it seems almost a little personal. Not too sure. Jade is hysterical this season. I will say that. Her confessionals are a little off the rails, but in a good way. I love her bubbly kind of don't give a fuck attitude this season. I think she's really warmed up and kind of no longer afraid of like how people are going to perceive her. There's also the beef between Zava and JK, which I think something happened. Highly emotional, highly personal between the two, because the whole argument was pointless. Just my opinion. I love both of them down. And even Cynthia kind of clocks how weird just the whole situation is. And JK kind of very coyly alludes to some drama happening back home, which fair. I don't care if they keep all that off of the TV show. I think it does provide a lot of context, especially for later in the season what goes down. But I don't think it's necessary, But we'll eat it up. And Zava as well, thank you for commenting on, the Meet the Monsters. We appreciate y'all here. So, like, no one's perfect, but it seemed like a pointless argument, in my opinion. And just the narrative of, like, Zava was like, I don't see you work. But it's like, it's very obvious, I would say, that JK has stepped up their drag. I don't know about the personal ish and whatnot, but when it comes to their drag now, they really have kind of done a 180. And I'm not sure if Zava is maybe speaking from a place of insecurity because she did kind of get clocked for not being elevated. I don't look at drag artists and think like, oh, that isn't elevated enough. But I understand in the in the scenario of Dragula, especially Titans, we're holding them to a much higher standard. It feels very All Stars, okay? Blackberry then asks who their biggest competition is there. And I mean, it's a very kind of basic question. And they go down the line.
I mean, honestly, I think Ava. I've been, honestly, a big admirer for Dragula.
Who's Ava? No, but I love how Eva's like, no, it's okay, it's okay. So sweet.
I honestly think my biggest competition is going to be Sigourney. Me and Sigourney have known each other before we both did Dragula.
Okay.
And the pageant system. I'm not a pageant girl. Oh. I just look that good.
I mean, period. That is polish. I always thought that Blackberry was a pageant girl because of how clean her drag is.
I hate to give the pad, but my biggest competition is myself because I am competing against myself and I am competing with the rest of you.
I personally,
That's
I
very
agree with
sweet
Sigourney.
and true.
My biggest competition in this contest is going to be my reveals.
True that, Loris. True that.
Not today.
Do you always have this problem of taking stuff off your face in a white costume?
But looking at the looks right now, the brain is not giving it to me. I feel like the brain is not here in the room.
Clearly, I'm here. You see me.
I know.
I'm just letting you know.
And we get it. Just for me, whatever.
There's the bitch in a rope.
Fuck her. Fuck Zava. She's a fucking rope.
The girls aren't coming to play this season. I love it.
Then Cynthia also comes after JK, saying that they didn't work after their season. Now, I don't know if that's necessarily true. I've seen JK putting in a lot of work on Twitter. So, that also feels like a highly personal and highly subjective kind of read on JK because, no, they have very clearly stepped it up. Maybe their intro look didn't best show that because it kind of was like just clothes. But there is an elevation. I think the mug is absolutely beat. It's getting to the point of like their drag is becoming pretty seamless. And I think, of course, with money comes that too. But I enjoy JK. I like their vision and I like how quirky, raunchy, fun they are. So I'm here for it. Jade dancing while they fight is just iconic. I hope we get to see a lot of this personality from Jade. I'm really enjoying it. And then JK and Cynthia arguing over who's more relevant. So pointless. So pointless, so stupid, with all due respect to both of them. It was just so unnecessary. And then enters Vander Von Odd. Ooh!
Is there room for one more?
Vander! If Vander was going to be entering the competition, everyone else pack your fucking bags.
Vander Von Odd, kick her out of here.
She's
because
gorgeous.
we already have 14 people. The last thing I need is a winner.
The pincushion, like, chest thing and that beautiful single drop of blood.
To do.
Hell no.
Is pull a pin out of this cursed little voodoo doll.
You better fucking work, Vander.
Pin. You're free to start forming your teams.
Oh my god, the blood dripping down her chest. She's immaculate.
Good thing Vander did not come back into the competition because she would have devoured. Vander is just one of those queens. I don't think I've ever seen her have a bad day. Just always immaculate and just really has kind of always elevated their art, even though their season was so long ago. I love Vander. But she does introduce the fright feat for this week, also explains that she's the exorcister. Then we see the queens pulling the voodoo doll needles. I love this little like game. It's just a game of chance. It's usually kind of how we start off the season, but they have to pick a red tip out of all the black tipped needles that are in the voodoo doll. And of course, Dahlia is the one that gets it. She gets very lucky with these. I will say that someone is favored, but with the power of the doll means they get to put someone up for elimination. So the teams are Abora, Disasterina, Frankie, Loris, the OGs, Eva, Zava, and Sigourney. We know that this is going to be messy. Messy. Sigourney seems to have an issue with Eva, annoyed, or maybe it's personal. Who knows? But Zava and Eva also basically kind of imply that Sigourney didn't do much to help. And it's 2-1 in that argument. So, like, who maybe it's true. But contrast that to Sigourney's season where she was doing like so much of the work. I don't know. But I will say, and I don't think it's wrong to say this, Sigourney does have a ego to her character. And I don't think that's a bad thing, but I understand how in a competition especially, this could maybe rub people a little the wrong way. And that's kind of similar to her original season. But I think there is a lot of unnecessary, very pointed criticism that goes her way that's just not needed. Dahlia, Priscilla, and Jade. Oh, this is gonna be good. Oh, these gonna be so good. Blackberry, Cynthia, and Jaharia, and JK. Now, that is such a fun group. I feel like they really are very lighthearted and having a good time working well together. That's going to change. And we get to see them working on their looks a bit, and I really want to use this moment to focus in on Disasterina. Oh, we appreciate and love Disasterina in this house. She is just one of the quirkiest, craziest, most lovable creatures there is. Seeing her almost get like emotional, just being so grateful to be back, and they look so fucking cool. Like, Disaster, we love ya. The next day, the monsters entered into the workroom and see a bunch of free supplies from Black Moon Cosmetics. And we cut to see them getting ready for the floor show and the challenge. The challenge is the floor show. But Dahlia asks Priscilla how she's doing, and Priscilla says that she's feeling a little tired. Dahlia kind of alludes that they were up really late drinking with Jade and whatnot, and Dahlia is expressing a lot of doubt in her team due to that. However, I don't like the narrative that this spins, especially when it comes to Priscilla. Now, if Priscilla is doing certain actions, that's her prerogative. I don't think we should necessarily be spreading it out there, especially regarding Priscilla's journey with sobriety. It makes me feel icky. And we get a little bit more insight into the kind of trio drama of Priscilla, Jade, and Dahlia. And it's just, for the first episode, y'all, we are messy. So this is going to be a good season. Like, I don't think it's going to be, once they get past episode 4 or 5, then everyone's friends. No. I heard that someone is disqualified, kicked off of the show. I heard that there are multiple queens that are barred from ever competing again. You're in for a treat this season, guys. And then Loris also asked Dahlia about her plan for the red pin, and Dahlia, I think, foolishly was maybe being honest, maybe not, talking about how she's just going to go after the strongest competitor any chance that she gets. And Eva commends her for this, which is a very different tone from the first season of Titans, I'll say that. I rewatched it the other night, and she was very upset that people would do that, but now we're commending it. Whatever. But Dahlia does say that, while Eva is probably going to be you, so I'm glad you are supportive. But Jade also makes a good point. Says that Dahlia is petty and that she doesn't put thought into the actual game. I mean, I think taking the strongest person out is a strategy. Whether it's one of integrity, I think is questionable. But that also places such a huge target on your back. I mean, just look at Morgan McMichaels. She got kicked out of All Stars first episode for being honest and stating that. And Bendela Creme said, in favor of protecting the artists here and the best artist, which was her. Send out the one that's calling for him. Oh. Jaharia also alludes to more tea in the future with Dahlia, and someone that she doesn't like. Okay, I mean, I'm sure.
She said she's targeting the strongest person. I know she's coming for me.
I love Frankie.
And then we get the infamous sirens, and it is time to head into the floor show, you guys. I'm so excited.
Another look. Divas. These are like the countesses of Halloween.
The Blaze introduce the guest judges for this episode, and again, immaculate outfits. Ugh. Joining the judges panel is David Malchin. Love. He always gives such great critiques for the queens, and like you can tell he's really a part of not just horror culture but also drag culture. He knows a lot. And also like kind of like nerd culture in general. Just love it when he comes on. And then the reigning Dragula super monster titan, whatever, Victoria Elizabeth Black is also on the panel. We love to see her come back. Also, interesting enough, Dahlia's ex drag mother. It's very messy. It's very, very messy. I don't know the details of it, but it's very publicly known that there was a falling apart of the Black household. So we head on into the judging for this episode. Now, the Boulets are loving it. It feels like a sick and twisted family reunion. And I agree. This is like the cast to end all casts. Like, if we didn't get another Titans season for like 5 more years, I would be fine. I'd be fine. This is going to have me full and snacking for the next like few seasons at least. I still tune into the first one every now and then for when when Coco Kane rips into everyone else. So for Frankie, Loris, Disaster, and Abora's group, they thought they were very well coordinated and had very good communication, which is key. And Drac commends Abora's growth as an individual also, which I have to second that. I know we don't see a whole lot, but you can just tell by how she's interacting with her group. She's not the main focus of pretty much any of the drama. It's just so great to see. This is the artistry that we know Abora is capable of. And it's just great to see her like kind of finally out of her head about it. And both of the Boulets defend their choice for bringing back Eva and Abora. And I agree with them. Then for Jade, Dahlia, and Priscilla, Jade did not know one word. Now, this is very, very odd for Jade. I've never seen her perform, but I do know a bit of like her history. She's a highly, highly professional queen. I will say that. I might not like her whole Taylor Swift gig, but she is so professional. I do think that she also enjoys a good party. Who doesn't? But that was so jarring to see. That it was just like, then Blackberry, Jaharia, JK, and Cynthia, they thought just did a really great job, really ooky and kooky. I mean, the looks alone which we'll get into, are just so incredible. Like, gorgeous. And then Eva, Zava, and Sigourney thought they had the best choreo, one of the better lip syncs. I think that pretty much every group had someone in it that just wasn't on the best, except for Jade. That was terrible. But they also really went in on Zava's look, which I don't agree with. I don't agree with it. I don't agree with how production's confusion with Drac made her critique worse, because Swan knew that she's a ghost. So we could have built off of that critique and not off of the fact that production told them something else. And I'm just going to say this now. I hope that production doesn't become as metally as it did on Drag Race, because I don't think it's necessary. I just don't. The queens are messy enough, respectfully. And they tell us that tonight we get our first big curveball of the season. So diving into the looks, I have the Boulet's Instagram pulled up here with the slides. So we're just going to go through it. And first up is Eva. Now, I love it in the correct lighting, but I think the green on the body disconnected from like the blue kind of turquoise on the face, it was a little jarring for me, but I like the green more. It feels like that classic Halloween skeleton kind of color scheme. It is immaculate and it is so good. And I think that mixed with just what an incredible performer Eva is what, led to her getting such high marks this episode. And then next we have Blackberry. I thought this was fun. It's very, very campy, which I think is a good route to go with Mummy, just because what else really is there? But I thought this was a great idea, very identifiable, and had a lot of fun mixed into it with the birdcage kind of headpiece. It was just a great time. And I love her makeup too. It's very bright, draws your attention right into her face. And we have Jaharia. Love, love, love this look. I love the silhouette of it. And I also love her makeup. It's so smooth and crisp also. Like, you can tell she's really stepped up her game with this look. We'll say maybe should have covered the feet, but other than that, it's a great, great outfit. Then we have Abora coming in. Now, this is classic. I think it's classic Scarecrow and it's classic Abora. I think it kind of almost has the same energy or callback to that Ghost Town look that she did. I really enjoy that. I don't know much of what like the gag was, like she was ripping her guts out or something. I don't know. But I thought it was good, and she did really well in the challenge as well. So JK's look, I love it. I love it. It's very just neon, duh, but it feels 80s inspired, a little goony kind of. Like the contacts really add to that, like big-eyed. And I don't know, it's just so fun. It's such a fun look. And you can tell that JK's makeup is just so incredible. And yeah, I mean, I like it. I like it. I don't care if it's store-bought, it's put together well. And we have Disasterina. Now, I know that this reflects back to a childhood memory for her, and it's just a beautiful homage to her mother. If there's one thing about Disaster that you're going to get, it's going to be a lot, but I like that there's an evolution of a color palette with her, and I like that we get the Disasterina that we know, but it's elevated still. I'm going to be a bit of a Zava apologist. All right, I am. I like this look, but I understand where the confusion comes from. I think it should have been a mask that she could fit on. You know what I mean? I mean, Swan knew what it was. She was like, she's a ghost. So, I don't know. I see it and I enjoy this interpretation of it, especially like with that creepy half face thing. But, I see what they mean also. Like, there needs to be a step up, but I like this look. I do. And then we got Jade. Now, interesting, they either colored her arms or let or she redid it because her arms are now colored in. Yeah, that's another one where it was just like, I mean, it's clean, it's very pretty, but it's a very simple classic witch, and I kind of can't forgive like the lack of the full fantasy of it all. Like, girl, she just got a bodysuit. Okay, Priscilla Chambers. I love this. I love this. I love the energy that she brings to all of her female characters too. It's very masculine. And I enjoyed that, especially seeing that now through Priscilla's like journey through her trans identity. It's just I love it. I love it. She comes in with that part in my language, but kind of like butch energy, and I love that. I love that. I love the character of that, like women that actually carry that energy, but also that it's being portrayed in this way with a werewolf too, of all things. Like, it's just so fun. And going like the disco vibe. I love Priscilla. So heading on to Loris. Now I think this look is very, very clean, but a little underwhelming for me. Kind of along the lines of like well, no, I would say Loris did a bit better than Jade. But I don't know. There's just something about it, and then like when you know that it's in reference to, maybe I think it's the paint, like how it's painted on. It doesn't look super there, you know. But I like the shape of it. I love the diamond mask. They said they did a prosthetic, but you can't really tell, at least. So that, I mean, I guess that's a good thing. But I think for me, it's the painted on aspect of the skeleton. Maybe should have also been like rhinestoned, you know? Because you compare that to the Boulez outfit, which inspired it, and it's just so clean and very clear, bold white. Then we have Sigourney. Now, I understand the critiques that they gave her, but I don't think that's what Sigourney was going for. I think she was going for that classic kind of seductress demon from like a 60s or 70s, maybe even comic, you know? Like, that's more so what it gives to me, not high defined real, but a concept of something from the past. Like, it's more of a retro look in my opinion, and that's always what Sigourney has been. I mean, you think back to like really all of her looks on her original season. I think more specifically the Hairy Beast one. I know she didn't do so well in that, but I think that her portrayal of the wolf, the she wolf, was very in tune with like 80s kind of Elvira esque horror characters. And so that's why I like her. Cynthia, I thought was cute. I thought it was cute and it was fun. It was clean. I don't think anything about the look necessarily gives away vampire. I'm going to be honest. Except for like the fangs and somewhat the hair, but the hair arguably is kind of Bride of Frankenstein esque. But when she popped those fangs out, it was just so adorable. Frankie Doom, okay, fun. Love the bodysuit, getting right into it. Doing like the plushy, I mean, I'm not quite sure what it's supposed to be. Monster under the bed, I guess, maybe. Just your average kind of like Halloween furry esque monster. But I like it. And then Dahlia. Listen, I know the song, I know, but that was not obvious for me. And they also cut out all of Dahlia's critiques too, which I found very interesting. But it one-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people eater. I get it. 1,000%, and I love the idea, but I don't love that like, no, I really had to be told this because there was no way. I was like, what the hell is she? So then diving on into the full critiques from the judges, Dahlia uses the voodoo doll curse on Abora. And Dahlia uses what Abora said in the beginning, like very sarcastically saying, no, I'm not bringing anything new, girl. He took that Too literally. But the Jade insert once again, oh my god. Jade really does not fuck with Dahlia. I love it. Group 1 they thought was very fun visually, but needed more choreo. The like conga line aspect of it just didn't feel in spirit with a Halloween party. But they thought Abora absolutely stole the show. And was very, very supportive of the other cast members as well, which is new for her. And David Desmalchin was the one that didn't really like the conga line or the shaky lip sync. But even though Abora arguably did the best, she's still going up for elimination. Group 2, they thought Priscilla was phenomenal, and she was a great kind of like host character for the party. Jade, once again, yeah, not fully painted. They clocked her for that. And for the terrible lip sync, Dracmorda was shocked. We all, I think, were. And Priscilla, I think, rightfully feels by her team. And then Dahlia also uses their group's critiques to validate her earlier concerns, but the way she goes about it just kind of like makes me feel icky, man. I don't know. Group 3, they thought Blackberry was super, super creative. Cynthia's lip sync could be a little bit better, but Cynthia did clarify that she only messed up on the lip sync because her character hit some poppers. JK was also shocked to be called polished by Victoria, which, like, yeah, that's one hell of a compliment, really. And Swan Thula said that she wants to party with them the most. So that means something. Group 4, they thought had the absolute tightest choreo, the tightest lip sync. They loved Eva's look. Sigourney snatched. They did give her the critique of that she could use depth in her body paint, and I understand that. I 1,000% do. But I think I see where Sigourney was going with it, so I'm not mad at her. I see very like early comic books from her, and like those characters of very simple silhouettes, but like bold. That's what I get from Sigourney, and I love her for that. But I do see what the Boulets meant by like. And Zava does clarify that she is a ghost, but Swan still wants that elevation that we're kind of expecting. This is a All Stars Titans season, so we do kind of need it to be like. So the highs for this episode are Blackberry, Eva, Jaharia, and Abora. Of course, Abora's still in the bottom, poor thing. Anytime that she does really freaking well in a challenge, she's also simultaneously in the bottom. Eva does end up winning, though, which I think maybe not based off of performance or look that we saw personally. I would have said that Priscilla was very high up there, but Eva had the best lip sync. Eva was so just powerful in her group's performance. I mean, we kind of all saw it coming. And the lows for this week is actually going to be picked by the groups themselves. Each group must choose the weakest in their group, and only one will be saved also. So guys, heading into the cauldron, this is gonna get messy. Now I do want to interject here just to flat out say I do not think it is appropriate for Dahlia to be making the accusation that her castmates are using drugs, especially certain castmates. I think it's very messy. Whether they are or they aren't, I don't think we should be discussing this on TV. And I think this is one of the things that gets addressed later on, where the Boulets come backstage and they're like, no, we need to talk about this. This is not what's going to happen. Who knows? Who knows? But that made me feel very icky. And with Priscilla's road to recovery, I just think like it's not okay to be putting that out there. Blackberry does cut the tension a bit though, and we start to see a bit of an internal struggle with Jaharia specifically, I see a lot of integrity in Jaharia. I do. And I understand Cynthia's hurt that comes later on. I do. But Jaharia stood by the fact that JK did so much work, did nearly all of the choreo for their group. How can she vote against that? Zava also out the gate goes right for Sigourney again. She says it so others won't feel bad about it. Okay. I think Zava and Sigourney are probably on a better understanding of each other, it seems. Whereas Sigourney and Eva, I will say the joke about attacking Sigourney again made me bust out laughing. But this also puts pressure on Eva to be like the tiebreaker of their group. She's not the only one that's going to have to do that. But she does, in this moment, to the group, said that Zava contributed more. Keep that in mind. I also think this is a good kind of moment to talk about how I think Eva, love her down. I don't mean any disrespect to any of these artists, but I think Eva is way too concerned with how she's going to be perceived, and I understand why. I understand that, like, with the presence of such a large audience, and sometimes an audience that can get a little rowdy, I think she's just so in her head still, and I just hate to see that. I hate to see it. We've seen Abora kind of shed that shell a bit. I would like to see Eva do it as well. But she does flat out say that she's voting for Sigourney, which I appreciate that. It was just like, yeah, fuck it. It's you. And says that Sigourney acts like she is untouchable. Now, I find that to be a interesting critique, especially from Eva. And Jaharia even confirms that. She says it very openly, does not say names, but she says, I want the room to think about this. She says some people walk around think they are better than others. I mean, we kind of all know who they're talking about, right? I mean, listen, when it comes to drag artists, but then you're put into a realm of like, no, these are the best of the best drag artists. Yeah, you're going to have some egos. I can understand why it's rubbing some people the wrong way, but at the end of the day, I think the main critique with Sigourney, she proved them right. Well, the Boulets proved them right. We'll get to it. But I think the critique of Sigourney thinking she's untouchable is a valid one from the castmates, but I also think it's valid that Sigourney feels that way because look. And JK finds it also like hard to kind of describe or explain Eva and Sigourney's ego that their characters have. So it's definitely something that's there, you know? And Sigourney actually ends up taking Eva to another room for a little private conversation. Yeah. But I also think that whole conversation at the end just got very heated and very weird, right? It was just weird. It was like the two head dogs going up after each other. That's how it kind of felt almost. And then through voting, we're just going to go quickly down the line, say who they voted for and why, although not everyone gave a reason. Loris voted for Disasterina because she can't vote for herself. Disaster voted for Frankie because she flipped a coin. Abora, Frankie, because she has to pee. Frankie voted for Loris because she has to. Jade voted for Dahlia. She said that others shined more. Priscilla voted for Dahlia, quoting the Boulets, saying that they need to be bold and ravenous. Dahlia chose Jade based off of the critiques. Blackberry chooses Cynthia, saying Titan's gotta do what a Titan's gotta do, and Cynthia is shocked. Absolutely shocked. I think Cynthia really kind of felt betrayed this episode, and I understand why. I do. But I do think there was a bit of kind of a understanding that like JK just did so much. So based off of who did the weakest, it can't be JK. Cynthia says JK and clarifies that she knew the lyrics. Jaharia also votes for JK, voting for survival. JK voted for Cynthia because duh. But now Blackberry and Jaharia must break the tie. Now, this is a heartbreaking reaction from Cynthia. And then Eva votes for Sigourney because she wants to send a message. What could that message be? The game just started. Zava says Sigourney as it's payback from season 4. Not sure what that means, girl. You were on her throat the whole frickin' time. Sigourney votes Zava because she had to pick someone. So Frankie Doom, Dahlia Black, Cynthia Doll, Sigourney Beaver are all named the weakest in their groups, along with Abora, who was put up by Dahlia. And then the Boulets prove Sigourney right, that she is untouchable. They pull her right off, and she will not be facing the elimination. I think she could have probably gone for a jump and just been fine. But it kind of set the tone that no, Sigourney's right. She is untouchable. For now, at least. For now. But she's untouchable. And then we get such a fun, kind of classic extermination at this point. I think this is only the second time they've done it, but what a fun, just torture this must be. They have to do a 5-mile hike in the dark to bungee jump into like this huge canyon. It honestly looks like so much fun.
I would just hate the hike.
So the extermination
In the dark?
Hike 5 miles in, 5 miles back, and making it to the bridge to nowhere and jumping off the fucking bridge. I'm not fucking happy. I am not a happy camper.
I'm pissed off at Jade and Priscilla. Because of their insecurities, I am literally suffering physical discomfort and pain because of it. And that isn't cool. Exhausted.
Okay.
It's pitch black. The ravine is at least 200 feet deep. We're having to jump out towards a cliff where there's a target. Backwards or forwards. Whichever we choose, which if you think about it, either suck.
Either way, you're plummeting. See, for me, the issue is just getting myself to do it. I know I'll be fine and whatnot, but it's the specifically having to climb over the edge of the bridge. Ooh, that would be the hardest part.
Scared.
Just getting yourself into place.
And all I have to thank is people who I thought were my friends.
Oh, I lose my balance and I trip a little bit, but I can see the rocks at the bottom.
Imagine you just... See, having to place your feet on that tiny rickety little thing.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh my god. Ankles past her head. Holy fuck. They all did it though. Hey, we're divas. Looks like fun.
But yeah, you guys. So that is the first episode of the Boulet Brothers Dragula Titans Season 2. Mouthful. I'm so excited for this season. I am so excited for this season. It's one of the shows that it just gets me pumped. It gets me excited. It's perfect for the Halloween season, but it also just like carries throughout the entire year. Yeah, I'm so excited, you guys. Let me know who you think is going to be going home. I mean, let me look at the list again. I hope it's not Frankie. I hope it's not. But we know Abora's not going home. Honestly, because we didn't even see like the drop or anything, I don't know. Maybe they won't even send anyone home. Maybe it's just going to be like last time. Just starting off, we're all going to have a fun time in the beginning and then the competition will start. Maybe that's it. Maybe. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Who do you think is going home? Honestly, I really only, if they had to choose one out of this group, Frankie, Dahlia, Cynthia, or Abora, I think it would be Frankie. Unfortunately. Just unfortunately. But who knows? I'm hoping that it's just a first one and we don't have any eliminations or anything like that, and then we start off the real season. You know what I mean? But yeah, Let me know your thoughts, guys. Like and subscribe, all that. And I will catch you in the next one. Take care.